Hello and welcome. Thank you everyone for tuning in for this DE Hammer video. Right now we have a time lapse of me tracing out fellow YouTuber and artist Vibrant Horror. Now I got to meet Vibrant Horror through another YouTuber, Larry Williams. He commented on my video a couple months ago and got into checking out a bunch of his stuff and meeting a lot of other cool artists. And Vibrant Horror watched the video I did with Creative Rob on the Charles Bukowski light and wanted something similar so he could give it away on his channel. So that's kind of why I wanted to make a video on this and touch on that subject of, I've seen the comments in the forums and talking on the Facebook groups, and a lot of CNCers want to just use clip art or find some kind of image trace and just find something that can be done really fast. Well, is this fast? No, it takes time. But let's compare that to the Bukowski, where I spent 6, 8, 12, whatever hours it was. It was a long time. Where on this one, I think I spent a total of 4 hours getting this all traced out. So with practice, you're going to get faster, and it's a good skill to have. You're going to be able to open up your clientele base a lot more, and it's just not for art. You can use it on photos and learning how to do those and present different options and your own unique style to your clients. One of the other things you're going to notice during this video is I don't stay in one area for all too long. I like to move around, explore the painting, the photo, and in paintings I like to see the brush strokes, the different highlight techniques, the different blending, and see how they mix color and do things. So that gives me an idea what I need to trace out. Because if I was just to focus, just say all in the hair at all at first, I'm not going to get the best result. Because if I move around the photo and I see how he blends other colors and other things, I'm going to keep that going throughout the whole tracing. So what I normally start doing is, I'll trace out some of the major features and then kind of move into some of the small details, and then I'll move back and forth, back and forth. One thing it also does is it keeps me on my toes, keeps me focused, because sitting here, straight for 30 minutes to an hour, you can kind of start getting cross-eyed. So moving to different areas kind of helps keep your mind fresh, keep things going, and keep things moving. And also, you don't have to be perfect in these. What you're really trying to get across is the intention of the original artist. You can tell some of these highlights on the hair here. It's not 100% perfect, but it's really darn close. And it's giving the same illusion to depth. You'll see later on when I finish up the hair, sometimes I just throw in a couple straight lines as well, just to add more of that depth. So you have the shading and then some loose hair, but these are kind of things you're going to learn the more you do it and the more practice you have at it. So one of the other things, you'll sometimes notice I don't always connect the end nodes to the other nodes. You'll see me go in cleaning up a lot. That's just another, I'm on a roll, I'm moving, I want to keep on getting to the next thing, and then I save it for kind of a cleanup where I just go through and connect the nodes. And I do that for a couple reasons. One, again, is the, getting things moving, seeing the progression, of the piece in whole. And also, it gives me a chance to go in there and really fine tune some of the lines. You can see I'll start something and then I'll actually just get rid of how I did it the first time and clean it up, make it more rounded, make it more sharp. So that's just one of the things you should keep in mind. I'm using Illustrator in this, but you can do this in that other free software. Totally drew a blank there. Inkscape, there we go. As well, which is free and open source, and just play around. One of the places I did use the image trace was on his signature. which came out great. Just 2 colors, so that normally always works well. When you get those multicolors, that's where you run into some issues. All right, for etching and cutting, etching using my 90-degree spring-loaded drag bit. For cutting, I'm using a double flute 1/4-inch bit. If you haven't, I went over that in my last video. That was a long video going over chip loads and just kind of seeing how well this thing works with 1/4-inch bits. Now, I did get this one to cut with the 1/4-inch bit at 0.2 millimeters per pass. I know it's not great, but it's double, what I normally do, 0.1 millimeters on my 3018. If you notice, my 3018 is also sitting on my long mill table. That's because I'm still working on the garage and trying to get that workspace all nice and cleared and cleaned up and looking nice, and a place I can enjoy to sit around and watch these machines go as they work. So, I want to get back to talking about working with artists and trying out these different techniques instead of relying on software to do all the heavy lifting. Software's great. Yeah, it speeds things up, but it also, you can tell when something's been done that way. Whereas if you're hand tracing these out, you're adding a component to it that you just can't get from computer generated software. So I think that's a huge selling point. It's an artistry just as opposed to artistry in that sense. You're adding another level of artistry to the mix, because the CNCing stuff is an art. It is not just, oh, here's what you do and then walk away, hit play and boom, it's done. No, there's a lot that goes into all this, and knowing your machine, listening to it, and how things come out. Now, I did finish up the sides on this one with sanding. I used the Micron paper first and worked through the grits that way, and then I ran a flame over the edge to give it that nice clear edge, and I'm pretty happy with the end results. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to Vibrant Horror for letting me do this. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Larry Williams for introducing us. Even if it was indirectly, go check out their YouTube channels below. And I want to give a shout out to Creative Rob, who got me kind of started on this path and really opened up the different possibilities that are available. Again, thank you everyone for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep making stuff.